Hello friends, and welcome to Stockholm, Sweden. We had planned a trip to Sweden back in 2020 for my birthday in July, and well, we all know what happened then, right? The dreaded C word. We got here on Friday, it's now Sunday night, we're about to go back to the airport. Danny's grabbing our bags, but we're going to take you back to the start, Friday night when we arrived, and show you what we get up to during our weekend here. Hope you enjoy.
After an easy 2-hour flight from Amsterdam to Stockholm Arlanda Airport, we needed to travel into the city center. Fortunately, the airport has an easy high-speed rail that gets you there in around 20 minutes. You can buy your tickets from these machines in the airport and train stations. The cost is around 20 euros per person each way, and they depart from the airport every 15 minutes. It was a very easy and comfortable journey. We highly recommend taking the Arlanda Express. Since we arrived pretty late on a Friday evening, we decided to grab a bite and pick up a few groceries before settling down in our room for the night. Tori couldn't resist checking out a Mexican restaurant in another country. While the nachos were a bit better than she's had in the Netherlands, they weren't anything to rave about. Our plans for first thing Saturday morning were to head up to Haga Park for the park run. Park Run is a free volunteer-run 5K, run or walk event held on Saturday mornings around the world. It's a great community of people, and we love to experience the events in other parks when we travel. Even if you aren't into the idea of a 5K walk to start your Saturday morning, we still recommend a visit to Haga Park. The park is nestled along the west coast of Lake Brunnsviken and includes some absolutely beautiful views, gorgeous natural areas, and the very Instagrammable copper-tinted Haga Park Museum.
Thank you. Thanks for your support, volunteering. So we just had lunch at Mom's Kitchen, which we found recommended online on a different YouTube channel. It was amazing, amazing food. It's an interesting place. Like all the food comes, they pre-package it and make it, and then they pull it out of the package and heat it up for you, which you think might not sound so good, but the meatballs were just amazing.
Mom's Kitchen is a highly rated restaurant serving a few traditional Swedish dishes. The portions are large, the staff is incredibly friendly, and water, coffee, and salad is included for free.
Alright, so we just had a really good lunch at Mom's Kitchen. I had Swedish meatballs, delicious. Danny had the beef stew.
Beef stew? It was okay.
Yeah.
It was fine. There was at least something for me to eat, so I'm always happy at that.
Now we're going to head down to the metro and take it to Old Town, to the Old City, Old Town?
Old Town.
Old Town, and explore that for a bit, so.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The Old Town, or Gamla Stan in Swedish, is Stockholm's original city center, dating back to the 13th century. Its charming, narrow cobblestone streets are packed with cafes, restaurants, and shops. You'll also find museums such as the Nobel Museum and the imposing Royal Palace. Despite its obvious catering to tourists, it has a quirky charm that's hard to put into words. It's also in the Old Town where you'll find Martin Trotzig's Grand, the narrowest street in Stockholm. At its narrowest point, the width of the alley is only 90 centimeters or 35 inches across. It can be quite busy during popular times, so plan accordingly. Next up, we were off to find the smallest public monument of Stockholm.
So this little guy is called Yarn Polkia. It's Little Boy Looking at the Moon, and it is the smallest monument in Sweden, or in Stockholm, one, two, I can't remember. But yeah, very small.
The Royal Palace is undergoing facade renovations. The renovations began in 2011 and are expected to take 40 years. The central section of the palace's southern facade is covered until later this summer. Just north of the Royal Palace, you'll find a large public park called the King's Garden. Because the weather was absolutely beautiful, it was bustling with people and activities. As we made our way back toward our hotel, we stopped at TAC, a rooftop bar and terrace with views of the city. Just across from TAC, over a walkway between buildings to the roof of the Spotify offices, is another lounge called Stockholm Under the Stars, or SUS. This place had quite a vibe, so we had to check it out as well. Now that we're back at the hotel, let's talk a bit about where we stayed for this trip, the Haymarket by Scandic. The hotel is located in the city center, in the historic Pub building. Pub was a major department store in Stockholm. The location is fantastic for getting around the city by bus, tram, and foot, and only a 10-minute walk from Stockholm Central Station. The hotel sports a 1920s vibe throughout the public spaces, lounge, and rooms. Now, Tori will give you a little tour of our room.
All right, welcome to room 431 at the Haymarket Hotel. Step inside, we have this fun little, I guess it's like a coat rack and a luggage rack. On the right side we have our standard European key card activation and some fun art. So as you're going to notice, this hotel is very 1920s themed. So on the way in we also have this beautiful closet here. Inside we have a full-length mirror, we have ironing board, an iron, and a very small safe. You're not going to get a laptop in there, maybe not even an iPad. There's a laundry bag and some hangers. Coming into the main space, we have a padded stool here. Looks like it opens up. There's some more storage there if you need it. You see our TV here, and then this beautiful table, these gorgeous Edison type light bulbs. There is a kettle, some tea, and below we have a mini fridge with some products in it you can buy for an extra cost. On the other side here we see the Roaring 20s theme really shown with some beautiful artwork and some Art Deco wallpaper. The bed appears to be split into two pieces. And we each have our individual comforters, which is quite nice. On the nightstand there's a small table, a light, so there's not any USB there. And over here we have a chair and lamp. On the other side it's pretty much the same setup. Little Art Deco style table with a plug, European plug, and light switches. In case you forget, this is the Roaring 20s. We'll move back to the front and we'll look at the bathroom next. So this bathroom is frankly beautiful. And your commode there, your sink. Look at the shower though. You get the rainforest. You got this tau flamingo on the wall. Beautiful. And this, these gold fixtures. Very nice. Another Edison style lamp mirror situation. And there is a hairdryer in here for you. And under the sink you'll find your towels and all that stuff. Now, we have an interior facing room. Didn't request, just kind of came out that way. Let's take a look at our view here. We can see right down into the fitness room. Gentleman over there doing some walking. And out in the open area there is, I guess, the weights. There's like some water, weight machine, loose weights, and somebody doing some core exercises. Very cool. Yep, so that's our room for the next 2 nights. Alright, we came back to the hotel and had a little bit of a siesta. I didn't sleep super well last night, so a bit tired, but yeah. Hour so nap, whatever. Feeling recharged. So we're gonna head back out. There's this bar called Peppar? I don't know how you say it. But it's supposed to be like really kitschy decoration inside, so we're gonna check that out. And we have dinner reservations a bit later. We're gonna go to those. So come on. This bar, absolutely amazing. Highly recommend. The inside is just like so incredibly well decorated. And pro tip, use the restrooms. You can thank me later.
For dinner, we visited the Hard Rock Cafe where they were showing the Eurovision finals. The staff and patrons were really into it. Flag face paint and everything. The food wasn't as good as we normally expect, but the ambiance, 10 out of 10. We finished the night watching the rest of the show back in our room. The next morning, we stepped out to find a huge flea market taking place on the square in front of our hotel. Our plans for the day started with a trip to the island of Djurgården to see the Vasa Museum. There are quite a few ways to get there, but we figured taking the ferry would be the best option on such a beautiful morning. We grabbed some Starbucks and walked to the Slussen ferry stop. The ferry works just like buses and subways, you just tap in with your bank card. There's a ton to do on Djurgården if you have the time, such as the Gröna Lund amusement park. There are also quite a few different museums, including the ABBA Museum.
All right, we took the ferry over to Djurgården, and we're now going to check out the Vasa Museum. This is like one of the most popular museums in the city, so we're going to check it out.
Most recommended for sure. Awesome thing so far is we haven't used any cash so far this trip, so you can definitely use your phone, tap in, tap out, pretty much everywhere. We are gonna have to do some math to figure out how much we actually spent so that we can tell everyone, but so far we have been completely cashless, which is super nice because they don't use the euro here, so it's nice to not have to go get some cash.
Very true. Let's go check out the museum.
The Vasa was a 17th century ship that, due to poor design, sank only 1,300 meters into its maiden voyage. It remained 32 meters below on the seabed until 333 years later, in 1961, when she was brought up in an incredibly dangerous and complex salvage operation. As it sits in the museum today, it's over 90% original. Since then, it's been an ongoing task to continue to preserve this ancient vessel. In the museum, you learn about the science of salvaging and preserving this ship. The museum is well worth the admission of 220 Swedish krona or 18 euros per adult. Kids under 18, free to visit.
Salvaged in 1961. Gun carriage is reconstructed, but the cannon itself.
So I'm a huge Lego fan. I have Legos all over the house, all kinds of sets. So I was so excited when I saw they had a Lego shipwreck exhibition here. Like, super, super cool. Like, lots of fun exhibitions, like ships, full-size ships built out of Legos. It was really, really cool. I'll take you along and show you how it looks inside. These were all pieces lost at sea and found on a beach cleanup.
The grounds surrounding the Vasa and Nordic museums contain a beautiful park where you can stroll or even have a picnic along the water. We decided to walk back over to the Old Town, but got distracted by this tropical-themed bar along the way, so we stopped in for a glass of cava and views of the waterfront. Lights is a highly rated gelato cafe in the Old Town, known for its innovative flavors. The perfect place to stop for an afternoon treat.
Alright, so I got the strawberry mint passion fruit and the blood orange basil. So let's try it. Blood orange first. Well, it's got a really nice strong basil flavor too. That's quite good.
Basil.
Basil? Basil? How do you say it? Let us know in the comments. And let's try the strawberry mint passion fruit. It's a very herby combination here. The strawberry mint's amazing. These are both really, really good. What'd you get, babe?
So you may ask yourself, how did we choose this place? It had 4.9 stars on Google, so that's how we picked it, and it was close enough to where we were before, so I'm really hoping it's okay. So I got chocolate, and then I got
brown butter dulce de leche.
Brown butter dulce de leche. I'm gonna say these are not my standard gelato flavors. Yeah, it's definitely like, you can definitely taste the brown butter for sure, and the dulce de leche, and the chocolate. Chocolate's definitely better. I'm normally a stracciatella kind of after 8 gelato person, but these are both good. To me, not 4.9, but I'm still enjoying it, and it's the nice thing after a 5K walk around Old Town.
We wrapped up our trip with a final stroll through Old Town. This building is the world's oldest bank building still standing, and it's the first building intended solely for banking in Northern Europe.
So it's finally time to board our flight home to Amsterdam. We had an amazing 48 hours. We didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this trip because we booked it during the whole Laney situation, and so it was done very last minute. But we do have to say, everything we did we would highly recommend. However, we're gonna have to come back. There's too many breweries, there's too many museums, there's too many parks for us to see to have done it in 48 hours. So leave the things that you love to do in Stockholm in the comments below, or anywhere in Sweden, because we're gonna have to come back to country number 17 that Tori and I have done together, because as I said, there was just not enough time. There is too much to do, and the people here are just too nice. So definitely come along with us the next time we come back. Maybe it'll be sooner than we think. We'll see you then.